boys and girls, it's Miss Mulligan. I love this book. It is adorable. It's about a mother and her baby. And we're going to kind of do a backward approach. I am going to take this book apart for 2 days. And the reason why is I really want you to see two things in this book. I want you to see the first sound, and I want you to see the last sound. Along with seeing it, I want you to hear it. So there's two parts. Does it sound right? And does it look right? And that's what we're going to really focus on. And we're going to do the backwards, the last page. We're going to go backwards and do this part first. And then we're going to go forwards and we're going to read our book and make sure that pictures do match those words. And we're going to make sure we hear the first and last sounds. Okay? And make sure we're asking ourselves, does it look right? And does it sound right? But the title of our book is called Whose, which is Whose Baby Am I? And I read it that way because there's a question mark. See that backwards C and a line down with that little dot? That's a question mark. It's asking a question. And we want the author to tell us what the answer is in this story. When you get to first grade, you're going to be learning about question and answer books. So, this word right here is the sight word, who, and if we add an S and an E, it's called whose. This is the word whose. So repeat after me. I can, check, the first and last letters of words, and make sure they sound right, and they look right. They look right. And I'm going to do a little bit of reading with you, okay? And we're going to be looking at these parts. I have their animal with it over here, and I'm saving this for another day. But if I were looking at these animals, you see them right here? I'm going to go through my book, and we're going to check and circle that beginning letter and ending letter, or first letter and last letter. You need to know the language. First letter, last letter, beginning letter, ending letter. Okay? So, if I look right here, this is an animal that matches this word right here and this word in the print. Remember, pictures can match words. What is this, boys and girls? It's an owl. Owl. So I'm going to go to the back of my book and I'm going to find that picture of that mother owl. Do you see it right there? Right here. There she is. So I'm going to make and get my mouth ready to hear what I hear first and last. In ah, ah. What letter do you hear? Ah, O? Let's check it. Is that an O? Right here? Can you see it? Is that an O? It is. It's an O. Let me mark it a little darker. It is an O. You're right. And what do you hear last in owl? Ooh, an L? It is. That is the word owl. It's got an L at the end. Owl. We want to make sure that matches that word, and we're checking our first sound and our last sound. Owl. There it is. Now, let's go to our next page. Oh, I wonder what this mother is. Is that an elephant? Everybody yell it out. Elephant. Let's go to the back and try to find the word elephant in the picture. There it is. There's the elephant's trunk and the elephant's tusk and its big ears. Let's try that word and listen for the beginning sound and the ending sound. Eh, eh, eh. What do you hear? Is it an E? Yes, it's the eh, eh. Let's check and see if that's right. There is an E there. I see it. You're right. Elephant. What do you hear last in the word? A T? Let's check it. Elephant. There's the last letter. Is it a T? Yes. Sometimes the last letter can come toward the end and it's not always the last letter because there's S's on the end and there's endings like ED on the end. So sometimes as you get a little bit quicker through the word, you can go a little bit faster and kind of catch up and see it's almost to the end. It's not always the ending letter you hear, but it's almost to the end. Okay? So we saw that elephant. It starts with A, E, and ends with T. What is this cute little critter? Is that a koala? It is a mother koala, and she loves to hang out in trees in Australia. And I'm looking for her. And I want to talk to you about this letter because the A is very tricky, and I like to teach my kids this early on. So sometimes when we're reading in a book, we can read our sentence like, a little koala is cute. Sometimes when we read a sentence, we say it like that. A little koala is cute. We say A for that letter, or this letter if it's capitalized. Sometimes when we're reading, we say a. Okay? It's tricky because in English, sometimes we say a koala is cute. And in English, they're both correct. We can read it. A koala is cute or a koala is cute. The A can be either way when we're reading. It's one of those kind of exceptions that we just learn as we read and it sounds like that, how we talk, then we read it like that. Okay? So let's try koala. So, ka. Ooh, it sounds like two letters, the C and the K, but it really starts with the K. I see that, the first letter as the K sound. Koala, There's that A. It does kind of have that U sound, doesn't it? But that A is the tricky one I talk to you about. That one, sometimes we hear that sound, don't we, when we read. Koala. It is a koala mama. It's a koala bear. Let's go to our next picture. Ooh, I wonder what it is. I've seen this one at the Como Zoo. Anybody know what it is? Is it a giraffe? You're right. Giraffe. Now, that letter in the alphabet, the G, is tricky. And I'm going to show you why. The G can make two sounds in the alphabet. It can say G or it can say J. It can say G like gorilla or it can say J like giraffe. But it really starts with a G. We spell giraffe not with a J, but with the G. So, let's look at the back of the book and see if Miss Mulligan wrote that out. There it is. There's that animal. J. Let's look at it. Oh, I'm looking for a J, but because it sounds like a J. But I know in my mind that can be a G too. So it looks right. It looks right and it sounds right. J, because the G can say G or J. Giraffe. Do you hear an F on the end? Now look. Do you see how what I was talking about is that F sound is at almost the end? That's what English is. You can hear it almost at the end because some letters are quiet at the end. Or it's just close to the end. A lot of times the E is silent. It's quiet. So it looks right. Giraffe. You are right. That is the animal giraffe in the word giraffe. I'm checking my first letter and my last letter to make sure it looks right and sounds right. It's not always the last letter. There are exceptions in English, but it's almost to the end. And that's what we do as readers. cute little animal. Do you know what it is? This is the mother. She's a seal. 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 Babies have other names. You're going to find, I think, a seal is called a pup when it's a baby. But the mother is called a seal. Okay? What do you hear first? Let's find her so we get a visual, because we want to match the word under it to this picture. What do you hear first? We're going to check it. Is that an S? It is. What do you hear last in seal? L? Let's check the last or close to the last letter. It is. I bet this is the word seal. It matches this picture. Words match pictures, but we always check it. Okay? We always check to make sure we can see if it looks right and it sounds right. That's your strategy. Reading is about strategies. Okay? Oh, look how cute. There's the mother. She's a panda bear, isn't she? Let's look for her. Do you see her? Oh, right there. Let's see if this word matches this picture. Panda. First letter has the P. Did you guess P? Panda. There's that A I talked about. Okay, panda. Okay, panda. Panda bear. It's right. That word matches the picture. Panda. Now, let's go on. I wonder which animal's coming up next. I think, oh boy, this one I love. What is that? A zebra? Have you seen this one at the Como Zoo? You can look. Maybe sometime next summer, if it opens, you can check out the Como Zoo and see the zebra. Zebra. Zzz. I don't hear that letter sound very often. Do you know what letter makes the zzz? Is it Z? Let's check it. Oh, there's the first letter. It is zebra. There it is again, that A. It's tricky, isn't it? But I hear toward the end, zebra. It's correct. That word matches the picture. What's next? Oh boy. There's the mama penguin. She's waddles, doesn't she? Penguin. P. What do you hear first in penguin? P. Is it a P? You're right. Penguin. Is that the N? At the end? P. Penguin. And the N is at the end, isn't it? It looks like a P, it ends like an, it looks like an end, and it ends with an N. That is the word that matches the picture penguin. And let's go through maybe a couple more. What's this? Polar bear. They have those at the Como Zoo. Let's do polar. P. Is it a P first? Beginning? Yes. Polar. At the end, you hear an R. At the last part of this word, you hear R. That's polar bear. That's correct. And I think we have one more little animal to talk about. Oh, that's it. I think we got them all. So boys and girls, remember when you're matching pictures to words, this strategy to ask yourself when you're checking that word out, does it look right and does it sound right? You're checking those beginning letters and those ending letters. As you get to be a better reader, you're going to check those letters as you go through it even more, the middle of the word. Boys and girls, we'll do part 2 tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.